Is ready, go!
And everything is tight and it's not going to drop off when you go out the start gate.
And it just major pain.
Injured at all?
No, I'm fine. I can feel the blood running down my arm, but
not a very pleasant feeling.
It goes away in a week.
I think I'm just going to say good luck and get out of the way.
You want twins?
You want twins?
Yeah.
Oh, right. To sunny Southern California. All right, Senelys Park, Birmingham, but it's round 3 of BMX Track Wars for the Kellogg's Championship. Now then, after 2 events, we've got a UK guy in the lead in the pro class. Geth Shooter leads the Money Boys. And in the team championship, which is totally separate, Andy has got the update. Andy, what's the scores?
That's right, well, we're trying to find the best team of the series. Now, Hotshot are in the lead with 46 points, and Amico and Redline are both tying for second with 45 points. There's only 1 point in it, so it's really hotting up.
Right, but the big question is Ruffell's rally team going to be rallying round to get in that top 3 today?
Well, we hope so. We've got a few guys really psyched up now. If they can get to the mains, get good results, we're going to do it.
Fab stuff. And there's a real hot rumour going around this track today that because the track is suddenly dry and dusty, the Americans are going to go like the clappers. We'll find out. Let's go racing. Over to you, Dave.
Thanks, Mick. We've got the first race of the afternoon lined up for you. 14's main. That's the lineup. Second time of asking for this particular race, because when they got away first time, an awful tangle. This is the first thing that happened. Wayne Llewellyn ridden off the track by Andy Welsh. There you go. Worse was to follow. Simon Hayes bringing down the rest of the field. Crash! Wayne snuck through to no avail, though. The riders decreed a rerun. Luckily, the ref agreed with them. So, here we go again. Fingers crossed. Second time of asking, it'll be all right. The 14's main, first of the afternoon.
Riders ready, batters ready, go!
And yes, they're away to a good start this time, and it's Wayne Llewellyn getting the whole shot going into that first whoops. Andy Welsh, he's been runner-up for the last 2 weeks riding for Team Yes in second spot. Dean Ideals at the moment just off screen, coming into it there in third place, and Simon Hayes is fourth, but it's still Wayne Llewellyn, Team Amico, heading the field, going over that big bridge now. Sweeping berm, left-hander coming off the bridge, and it's Wayne Llewellyn, Team Amico, Andy Welsh, Dean Ideals, Simon Hayes in fourth place. Over the water, Wayne Llewellyn looks to have this completely sewn up now, unless he comes drastically unstuck, but I think he's far too experienced to do that. There's Wayne Llewellyn over the line, Welsh second, Ideals third, Simon Hayes, Team Hutch fourth, Nigel Kenning 5, and Derek Owen 6.
I think there, watching that race, it was virtually all over the moment you come out that track because you had such a good lead.
Well, I didn't really get a good gate. Andy got the whole shot. And I, pedalled right up to the whoops and overtook him there. And I, won the race from there.
But you turned the power, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, well, let's get a quick chat with Andy, who's just happens to be here, which is quite handy. Now, you had the whole shot, right? So what happened? How come you didn't hold on to it?
Just it wins a bit fast.
And Andy, this is certainly a track for fast guys.
That's right. Well, the first set of triple whoops are very tricky, and there's a very tight corner before you go up and over the bridge. But Tom Lynch is in the 15-year-old main.
Tom, you've got a totally different track to what we've had over the last couple of weeks. What's going to be the difference here?
Well, the first set of triples in the straight, they're a bit rigid when you hit them, and there's some bumps afterwards that are pretty difficult in the first turn.
Now, what about the dry surface today? I mean, how does that affect your cornering, so when you take the berms and the jumps?
They're bone dry and they're a little bit slippy, so when you hit the ground, you know it.
Yep, it's going to be tough in the saddle this afternoon, all right. That's Tom Lynch then, riding for Team Hotshot, lane 1, winner of the last 2 15's mains, going for the hat trick.
Riders ready, batters ready, go!
Tom and the other 7 get off to a good start. Now let's see who gets the whole shot going into that tricky triple whoops. It's John Gaughan from Whopper Watkins, David Morris, Tom Lynch in trouble there. That's left John Gaughan, Watkins, Morris in the clear. John Gaughan didn't even make last week's 15's main, holding the lead in this, and holding it well too. Morris, Alexander and Mark Knox starting to show now, but that's Tom Lynch down and out of this race. I wonder what happened to him. That's left John Gorn absolutely clear. Morris, Alexander, Whopper Watkins ridden out of it now in 4th spot by Mark Knock. John Gorn, a commanding lead now, going into the last stages of this race. A real old ding-dong for second between Morris and Alexander. Alexander trying to get up, wheelie over the line, doesn't make it though. Gorn, Morris, Alexander and Knock in 4th place. But whatever did happen to Tom Lynch? Let's have another look at that. Now, you can see Tom here. He gets a bad landing coming off that whoops, wobbles on the landing, loses his pedals, and worse was to follow.
Right, Tom, tell us your story of that little tumble.
Well, I couldn't do much really. I just get pushed out in the first turn on the triples.
It's always the same, isn't it? When you talk to someone at the start and we say, yeah, he is leading his group, and he comes and goes and falls off.
Happened last year as well.
Oh, well. I'll tell you what, I'll promise then. I won't ever talk to you again at the top.
OK, thank you.
Yeah, I think I know what he really means. Well, the girls' main has already happened, and who do you think won? Yeah, no prizes, Sarah Jane Nichols. So this is how the teams stand at the moment. Now with a quick flick of the fingers, flick, we're in the freestyle arena. First, ramp tricks, and it's Brian Blyther from California against Andy Ruffell's brother Neil. First one looking for air is Brian Blyther. And now the UK's top hope, Ruffell Jr., 16-year-old Neil. Massive marks and mega air for both flyers. The 4 top-scoring freestylers will be contesting the semi-final in 2 weeks' time. But don't go away, Tricks fans, there's more to come later in this programme. Meantime, here are the big money boys in the first semi-final of the pros.
Yes, 8 lined up, 4 go through to the big final, and we've got a Yank sandwich. Geth Shooter, UK lane 1, Tim March, UK lane 8, and the 6 Yanks in the middle.
Right, I'm going to have to talk very quietly here because someone's actually having a kip before the race. Richie Anderson. Oh, there he is. What's all this about? You were meditating or something?
Just concentrating.
Yeah?
Yeah.
On what?
On my race.
Right, what are you planning for this? I mean, basically, it's get out that and get around and win, yeah?
Yeah, push, pull, click, click.
What was that?
Push, pull, click, click.
Yes, that's my sentiments entirely, in fact. So that's your plans for the race. Push, push, click, click. And from that, let's start the race.
Okay, set them up, guys. Good luck. This time, then. Riders ready, batters ready, go!
And that's a really good gate by the 8 guys. Let's see who gets the whole shot going into that first whoops. It's Stu Thomsen from Scott Clark. It's Thomsen, Clark, Miranda, March, and Geth Shooter's been wiped out. That's a real surprise, but it's Thomsen and Clark holding the lead now. Mike Miranda 3rd, and Richie Anderson taking March in that tight hairpin going up onto the bridge. Thomsen and Clark holding the lead. Terrific bridge ridden by Brian Patterson there. That's got him up into 4th spot. It's Thomsen, Clark, Miranda, Patterson. A real old ding-dong for 3rd and 4th now. You can see that. Patterson and Miranda absolutely neck and neck, but Patterson just takes Miranda going over that final whoops. Patterson 3rd, Miranda 4th. The winner, though, Stu Thomsen. 2nd, Scott Clark. But a real disaster for the Brits. Tim March, after that good start, finishing 7th. Geth Shooter was top of the leaderboard, wiped out.
4 Americans through to the final, but missing out 2 of the Brits. What happened there, Tim March?
I don't know, I just got a good start. I pulled lane 8 for the draw of the semi-final. Got a good start right on the outside. Went into 4th, going around the first turn. Tried to get up to 3rd, make myself a little bit safer, and I just got stuffed from the inside going into their turn before the bridge. You know, I seem to lose a bit of my power. I guess chicken pox and BMX don't mix too well.
Yeah, he's got chicken pox, haven't you? You can spot that a mile off. Right, Geth Shooter, winner of the first pro final, blows out in that one. What happened?
Well, I got a decent gate and I was about second or third, and I just hit the triples and just flew everywhere.
That's very dodgy, that triple.
Yeah, very.
Hey.
And just came over it 1 foot and I couldn't keep it on, so...
Such is life.
Yeah.
The next semi-final, will we get a Brit through?
Well, Andy Ruffell's all fired up and ready to go, so join us for the second pro semi-final in just a couple of mo's.
Right, still on the grid here before this pro semi-final number 2, and both these guys here, Eddie King and Nelson Chanady, have yet to make a main. So, what do you think about that?
Well, the conditions are a little drier today than what they were before, so hopefully things will change.
This is more up your street, is it?
Definitely.
Great. And Nelson, a real surprise, obviously, you know, here is the defending Kellogg's champ. You know, what you got to say for yourself?
I'm mad. I mean, I'm really depressed about the situation, but I'll do good.
I can see you coming through with a burst near the end.
Yeah, my problems have been in the semis. I've been doing good in the motos, and this is where my problems are, but that's in the past.
Right, well, you got to do your stuff now.
Okay.
Here we go.
Well, conditions really couldn't be better for the Yanks, including Nelson Chanady. Fast and dry, but we're pinning our hopes on Jamie Vince in 3, Sid Salisbury in 8, and of course Andy Ruffell in lane 5. Also in this pro semi-final, Tommy Brackens, who won last week, the best gator in the business. Let's see if he can do it again.
It's time then! Riders ready, paddles ready, go!
And another really awesome gate by Tommy Brackens. He's going to get the whole shot by a streak going into that. Whoops, easy. Brackens first, Ellis second, Eddie King third, and Harry Leary fourth. This is the sort of race that Eddie King wanted. It's still Tommy Brackens holding the lead, though. Oh, disaster! Eddie King out, blocks Nelson Chanady as well. Tommy Brackens, though, still holding a commanding lead going over that bridge. Gary Ellis second, Harry Leary third. Good news, it's Andy Ruffell in 4th spot and Jamie Vince in 5. Ruffell 4, Vince 5 for the UK, but it's Tommy Brackens, Gary Ellis, Harry Leary 1, 2, 3 for America, Andy Ruffell 4, and Jamie Vince for the UK 5. The top 4 go through, but what happened to King and Chanady? We can see it again here. Oh dear, Eddie wiped out, blocks Chanady, out.
Right at the top of the hill, we had a chat to these two, Nelson Chanady, Eddie King, and still haven't made that main. What's this jinx you've got with the semis?
Just a lot of bad luck. It's just, I don't know. I can't explain it.
It's weird, isn't it? I mean, every time the semis come up, you go off. Eddie, you're looking a bit sick, as the old proverbial parrot.
Agony of defeat.
Agony of defeat?
Definitely, but I'm not giving up yet. There's still 3 more races, and you know, when I make the main, I'll be happy.
I think we could be writing a whole new medical book here. You know, we've had major pain and now we've got agony of the feet.
Well, these are the main guys, and they're going to rest defeat before the final while we take a quick flip back to the freestyle arena, competing this time UK's youngest Craig Campbell against the great Eddie Fiola. Go for it, gang. Fiola really turning on the style and looks all set for a place in those freestyle semis. See who'll join him next week. Meanwhile, back at the track, the action's about to start and the sun's still beating down.
Well, makes a change from the rain, doesn't it, Mick? Yes, we got the 16s main. That's the lineup. Remember the 8 guys riding for points in the team championship. The winner gets 8 and the 8th bloke gets 1.
Riders ready, paddles ready, go!
They're away, and it's Darren Stock, I think. Yes, Darren Stock going to get the whole shot going into that first whoop. Steve Bigland second, but disaster for David Barnsby, wiped out of this race. Darren Stock first, Steve Bigland second, Chris Wilsby, Team Talker third, Dale Goodwin Suzuki in 4th spot. It's still Darren Stock, though, with a big lead going over this bridge into that left-hand berm. Takes it a bit high, but Darren Stock, he came 3rd last week, but he's going to win this week. Darren Stock first, Steve Bigland second, Chris Wilsby 3rd, Dale Goodwin, Team Suzuki 4th. Dale came 4th last week, he's going to come 4th this week, but it's Darren Stock wins it, Steve Bigland second, Chris Wilsby 3rd, Dale Goodwin 4th place. Let's have a look what happened to David Barnsby. That tricky triple whoops claims another victim.
Darren Stock cleaning up there, points on the door for Halfords. Well done.
Thanks a lot. It was hard.
You're tired?
Oh, yeah.
Is it a lot harder riding on this more dustier surface than you found in the rain last week?
Today it's a lot faster. The bikes don't dig in as much and we can go pedal a lot easier.
And what's the points on this track to watch out for?
I would say it's undoubtedly the first triples. There's a real steep lip on them, and if you hit them wrong, they throw you right up and off course. I've already had one crash this morning and it hurts.
But not in the main races?
Yeah, in the semis.
Really?
The crash of my first one came last. I had to do really well in the next 2 to qualify. Luckily I did.
And here you are now with 8 more points.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Well done. And so that keeps Halfords in 6th place in the team championships with just the superclass to go. And they're up on the hill.
But not, thank heavens, alive to the sound of music, but to the sound of 8 guys revving up. That's Ian Ruby and the cameraman and me. And that's the Superclass Mains lineup. Watch out for Craig Schofield in 6 and his big rival Gary Llewellyn in 1.
It's Gary Llewellyn, brother of Wayne, who keeps winning everything in the 14s. I've just noticed your bike here with all this fur stuff on it. What's the idea behind all that?
It just makes you look flashlight when you're going around in the front.
I must say it's very nice. Just wonder you haven't got one of those dogs with the nodding head on the saddle and something like that.
I think they're getting one of them.
Right, what's your ploy for this final then?
Got a nice lane. It's not that windy. I should do well.
Yeah. Are you hoping to emulate brother Wayne?
Yeah.
Will he wind you up rotten if you don't win?
Yeah, he always does.
So you've got to really, ain't you? Good luck.
Cheers.
Yeah, fingers on the button, ready for the Superclass Mains. Remember that Gary Llewellyn won last week, Craig Schofield was second.
This time then, riders ready, paddles ready, go!
But this week the positions could be reversed because Gary Llewellyn's got off to a really dreadful start, left at the post. Ian Ruby takes another line to everybody else, but it's Craig Schofield in the whole shot, Nicky Priest second, Paul Gray third, Tony Holland, Team Talker in 4th spot. But it's Gary Llewellyn really busting everything he knows now, trying to get up with the rest of the field. He won the first 2, remember, but it is not going to be his afternoon at all. Wiped out there, Gary Llewellyn. Craig Schofield's going to win this. He's come second in the last 2, but he's going to win this week all right. Nick Priest second, Paul Gray third. Nicky Matthews now up into 4th spot, but look at this, it's Craig Schofield going to win this easy, no problem. Nick Priest second, Paul Gray third. Nicky Matthews comes home in 4th.
One of Ruffell's rally team coming in very nicely. Thank you very much. 8 points for Craig Schofield. Well done.
Yeah, pretty good.
I see what you wouldn't have noticed there, that Gary obviously fluffed it at the start, but he made an amazing comeback and then just blew out on that jump before we got to the bridge. But a good performance by you.
Yeah, I did hear it just behind me. I heard a tangle, so I wasn't going to look back.
Right, Gary, you've got the member of the St John ambulance here. Injury at all?
Just the thumb hurts a bit.
Because that was broken earlier on. We've spoken about that the last couple of weeks. You had a bad start.
Yeah, I hit the gate.
You hit the gate?
Yeah.
But you made an amazing comeback just around the back. You got yourself up in the 3rd place and then wipe out.
Just slid out.
And that's your first failure in this series so far. Yeah. Pretty disappointed?
Yeah, very.
Oh well. Get your thumb done.
And here's the final team scores.
Well, Gary's thumb hasn't stopped Amico from leading the championship. Meanwhile, I think I can hear some noise coming from the finishing pens.
I'm wearing one of my loudest shirts today because I'm talking to Mr. Hollywood Mike Miranda. Now, we know all about safety aspects for BMX, your pads and your knee pads and your safety protection, but this is something new on me. This looks like something out of American football.
Yeah, it almost is. It's just been really introduced this year. It's really gained popularity with the pros and with people who have broken their collarbones. What you see this thing does, it slips over your jersey instead of under your jersey, so it can be a little bulkier for a little more added protection.
Is it comfortable?
It's very comfortable. It was made a little different from the motorcycle ones. It's cut out more, so you can use your arms more.
Right.
So you don't notice you have it on.
Can you see this becoming, like knee pads and arm pads and helmets being, that, you know, you've got to wear them. Can you see these being a must?
I tell you, if the tracks start getting like this, you know, bigger jumps, bigger obstacles, it'll almost be a must. I feel a lot more safer with it on. I feel like Superman.
You feel like Superman? Well, hold on, I'll try and get him for you.
Okay.
If you're a real BMX supporter, you'll see behind me the cream of the world's BMX riders. There's 7 from the USA, 1 from the UK, our very own Andy Ruffell in this pro final, contesting £2,500 worth of prize money. And the first person past the post will win £1,000. Take a good look at these faces, because you won't see them for dust when they come out of those traps.
And the faces are as follows. In lane 1, Tommy Brackens, Team GT. Mike Miranda, Team Hutch. Hello. Scott Clark, Team Redline. In lane 4, we got Mr. BMX, Stu Thomsen, Team Huffy. Lane 5, Gary Ellis, also Team Huffy. Lane 6, our very own Andy Ruffell. Lane 7, Brian Patterson, riding for his own team. Last but not least, Harry Leary, Diamondback. Well, Tommy Brackens won it last week. It's 7 Yanks and 1 Briton in the shape of Andy Ruffell, riding for Team Rally. £1,000 to the winner.
Guys! Riders ready, batters ready, go!
And another really blistering start by Tommy Brackens there, but an even better one by Scott Clark, Team Redline. He gets the whole shot from Gary Ellis. It's Clark from Ellis. Brackens off the track momentarily, but he's holding 3rd spot at the moment. Scott Clark in the lead. Don't know what's happened to Andy Ruffell, but he's out of this race in lying 6th or 7th spot at the moment. It's Tommy Brackens now challenging Gary Ellis for 2nd spot, and he takes him going over the bridge. Scott Clark from Tommy Brackens, Gary Ellis. A little bit of bumping and boring with Ellis and Thomsen there going into that left-handed berm. It's still Scott Clark holding the lead now. Tommy Brackens being challenged by Gary Ellis, but Brackens just holds on, does he? Yes, to take 2nd spot behind Scott Clark. Ellis 3rd, Thomsen 4th. But let's look at that awful start from Andy Ruffell going backwards all the way. Certainly not his afternoon, but very definitely Scott Clark's.
I got a good start, and once I got that start, I knew I had it. I wheelied a little bit. I thought somebody would get me, but I just kept cranking.
So we're at the halfway point of the Kellogg's Championships, end of week 3 on Track Wars. This walk that we're doing now is over the treble whoops, and it is absolutely horrendous today.
Yeah, it looks a bit dodgy. It's the trouble is you're coming down the start straight very, very fast, and the track's very hard. Now you jump these and you have to take it tight on the inside. So of course, as soon as you lean on the inside, because the track's so hard and slippery, you start to slide out.
As you can see, look.
That's right. As you can see, there's loads of tyre marks and there's a few digs there where people have caught their pedals, so it's not too pleasant.
Well, the Americans seem to be, as we mentioned at the start of the programme, cleaning up now. Tommy Brackens way out in front in the money stakes. That's for money, but in the team championship, they're after points, and Andy, you've got the scores.
Yes, Samaco 68 points, Redline 62, and Rally are now in 3rd with 55.
We're going to do it all again next week. Remember, we've got 6 variations of this track. We'll change it around once again. We'll see you next Friday, 5 o'clock, Channel 4, for more Track Wars.